Can you smell that smell?
You know, Suddenplant, a lot of women would probably go, ew! But the men say, what are you talking about? That's perfume to us.
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell over the, computer screen, but there's the beautiful, beautiful scent of manure here.
You know what? I'll bet you any money that, if Suddenplant, if we round up some of our, manly friends and come out here, we could entertain ourselves with the smell all day long.
Oh, yes, we could.
Yeah.
Now, this place that we're coming up to here, this is a place called Tanner Brothers. They make a lot of their own stuff. Like these fields that had the manure that we smelled.
Yeah.
They own those. They have the cows that produce the milk. Yeah, my friend here, the Paratrooper, he hails from the coal region of Pennsylvania. He grew up in and around the town of, or I should say the city of Shamokin,
Yep.
which is in Northumberland County. For the past 3 or 4 years, he's actually lived in the town of Sunbury.
Yep.
Well, actually, it's a city as well. It's on the Susquehanna River. It's technically not in coal country anymore, but it's still very close and has a lot of the influence.
Right.
I mean, the Suddenplant show will soon be taken to Sunbury for an episode or two. But, yeah, it's a very different. How would you describe the differences between Sunbury and, here in Bucks County?
Okay, well, I would say, Suddenplant, that this area down around here, there's always lots of new houses and settlements being creative, Just the feel of this whole area in general seems a lot more creative and alive than what Sunbury and Shamokin is. Like, for instance, I will put it to you this way. If you would drive down this road in an 82, it would not look the same, but if you were to drive from Shamokin to Sunbury in 82 compared with today, not very much has changed. Maybe only cars on the highway and, a few new houses. And some of the buildings are probably in better shape.
Yeah, pretty much in Brian's part of the country, not much has been built since 1950. There's not too much coal being taken out of the ground as compared to the old days.
Suddenplant, because Suddenplant and Paratrooper are from different, regions of the state, what kind of differences can you think about, the type of people that, a Paratrooper is used to being around and what Suddenplant is used to being around?
Well, I think that, without putting down people who come from central Pennsylvania or coal country, it seems that they're a little less ambitious out there. They're more willing to settle for less. I mean, of course, that's not always true because there are some people who aspire onto higher careers, but, when you compare the cost of living, it might cost $300 or $400 to rent a small apartment in the central part of Pennsylvania, but in Bucks County it costs more like $700 or $800. So by necessity in this area you have to, work more to be able to afford that. Houses around here, it's very hard to find a house for less than $300,000. But in Shamokin, for instance, there are houses, not very big ones, but there are houses that you can buy for less than $20,000.
Oh yes, I've seen them advertised before.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's partially due to that. And I don't think there's a difference in intelligence. I think the people in both areas are equally intelligent. I just think that the people here in Bucks County and surrounding areas, in general, have a little bit more ambition. That's kind of different, too, because there really are different parts of Bucks County. Because lower Bucks County, when you think about Levittown, Bristol, Morrisville, all that is all the old industrial areas. It's a very blue-collar area. Now, when you think about Newtown, Yardley, Doylestown, that's all the white-collar parts of Bucks County. And then once you get beyond that, to areas like Quakertown, you really have more rural areas.
I wouldn't really say that, coal region people, are any stupider than what Bucks County people are, but Sudden Plant, it just seems to me that because the coal region has this idea and this belief that you might have to settle for less, that in a sense kind of drags down their intelligence capacity somewhat.
Now here's something funny. As soon as we leave this town, we're going to be heading towards a big new industrial park that was only built within the last 10 years. But on our left here, coming up, used to be a very big military base. Now this military base was, see where all these houses are now?
Yeah.
That used to be a military base back in the day, an Air Force base. And it was abandoned for a while, and there was an area where they had a little pool. Now, back in 1998, when I was 12 years old, I used to swim in this pool, but it kept getting closed down. You know why?
Why is that?
Because some stupid kid would decide to go and poop in the pool. Yeah.
That's kind of sick, but also kind of funny.
And here is Street Road, otherwise known as Route 132. Do you know what it's famous for?
What is it?
Having tons and tons of traffic lights. I counted one day, and you know how many lights are on Street Road?
How many did you count?
49.
49?
There are 49 from the beginning of Street Road up at 611 all the way down to its end on Interstate 95. There are 49 lights. Now, I challenge anyone watching this to check me on that to see if I'm right. But you know what?
What?
I don't think anyone will, because I am a bigger dork than anyone.
And yes, you know things that other people would never really check.
All right, what we're coming up to now is County Line Road, and which is the sacred boundary between the paradise that is Bucks County and the absolute wasteland, which is Montgomery County.
You really, Suddenplant, do you really think that Montgomery is a wasteland?
No, I'm completely joking. Only New Jersey is a wasteland. Everyone knows that.
What's wrong with New Jersey? I mean, why doesn't it just pick itself up and do something about it?
As you can see, we're entering into Hatboro, which, in my personal opinion, is my favorite town in Montgomery County. I think it's so neat that Bucks County should annex it. Take it over.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
And in return, you know what we can give them?
What's that?
Berkesee and Sellersville. Do we really need those?
Not really.
No. We don't. We don't need those places at all. We can let Montgomery County have them. I think that's a fair trade, don't you?
I think so.
Yes. Yeah, see this?
Yeah.
Isn't this nice?
It's a beautiful place.
And there, my friends, is a Wawa.
A Wawa. Ever been to that Wawa?
I've actually never been inside that Wawa.